saw you running.
Did you?
Yes, I was dropping one off at
in the same
gymnastics
part
and I
of
saw you
town.
running. I tried to wave, but you were focused. You were
Yeah,
dialed in.
in the zone.
In the zone. I know, I don't know about that. That's I get in the gardening zone.
Yeah, okay, well this is fabulous.
Yes.
This next plant, it really a stunner. So we have a one piece, it's called the Rio Samba rose. You get shipped that Bareroot, which Katie will explain why that's so important. But for $29.98, it is going to be the star of your garden and the most beautiful, unique shade of roses that you have ever seen. There's something about when the sun sets at our house, at least when we look out our kitchen window, the array of color. It's like those golden shades. It's almost like this ombre. And I always tell the kids, I always stop them, I'm like, look out the window. It's like God's painting. Because you see the oranges and the pinks and the yellows and it's stunning. Here's another beautiful painting from Mother Nature in the Rio Samba rose. Tell us a little bit about this variety and what makes it so special.
Well, you said we were samba, and I wish one of these years I'm going to learn how to samba.
Is it? That might be the cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, I don't know. But this is always a bestseller. So when we just talked about reserving your plants, this is the one that around late February, someone will message me on Facebook, when are you bringing the Rio Samba? And I do not like to have to tell people, you missed it. So you are here first. This is our first live plant show of the season. You haven't missed it. So I am so excited. When this is my 7th season here with Cottage Farms. We've been on the air at QVC for over 20 years, but this was one of the first plants I bought. My mom bought it, my aunts bought it, everyone bought it, and we still, in our garden now, 7 years later, of course, is nothing for a rose. That's like like we were talking about, a teenager, an infant. It looks beautiful every year, and we will still send pictures to each other of the color changing. So that's, not only is it a beautiful rose, you have a rose in your garden that is going to be low maintenance. Those two words don't usually go together, so let's say it again. Low maintenance rose.
So what that means too, because sometimes with roses we get frustrated because there's like mildew or you might get black spots on the leaves and then you're trying to problem solve. With this variety that doesn't happen.
Right, disease resistant. The newer roses are that, and pest resistant. So those are the biggest problems. Now, the way that you can avoid more problems is full sun. When you see a rose, you know that it loves full sun, which means at least 4, 6, 8 could be better. So the more sun it gets, the more of these blooms you get, which is what you want. And you can see here, I mean, look at just the color changing aspect. They start out that like lighter, lighter color, that yellow, and then as it matures, as it sees more heat, it turns to that pink and then that orange. So it's kind of like our outfit here.
Yeah.
We are the Rio Samba, of the outfits, because it's so unusual to be able to have a rose that has a light fragrance. It's not overpowering, but the big thing in the garden here is how its ability to look like a different rose every month.
Yeah, let's show you how it's shipped, because the Bareroot and how to plant it. Remember, as Katie's showing you, you don't have to remember all this. It all gets shipped to you in the growing guide, and it ships to you when it's time for you to plant in your region, so you don't have to stress about it. So this is the Bareroot. I'm going to be honest. I might get it home and then not remember which way's up or down.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's okay. And you know what? That's normal. A lot of people feel that way. So roots. But
what goes down are a little hairier.
Hairy roots. And also, yeah, it's a rose. So there are some thorns on it.
Oh, perfect.
So I mean, I'm even touching one. I would suggest you put gloves on.
Yeah.
I mean, it keeps dirt from getting under your fingernails, but also protects you from some thorns. But would you rather plant something this size? I mean, what is that? Like 4 inches, 6 inches wide? Or that big, beautiful 4-foot shrub that we just showed you. So that's one of the benefits of Bareroot, is it makes it so much easier for you to plant. But the real benefit of Bareroot is that you will have roses in 90 days.
90 days.
90 days. So because we have been growing this rose for a couple years, so it already is just raring to grow. It will either come out of some of the wood that we have, the stems we have already pruned, or will come out as new wood out of the ground.
You plant this spring, you have roses this summer.
Yes.
Not like with peonies. Listen, I love my peonies. You gotta wait sometimes a couple years before you. That is an art of patience, but not with this rose.
Not with this. You'll get them at this year. So then what you want to do, you can see here, is you'll just want to bury all those kind of hairy roots under the soil. So you can kind of
bury the hair.
Discoloration from here to here. If you can't see it on your screen, that's okay. Just bury the roots.
You'll see that.
We have a container here, which you can plant a rose in a container if you want. Absolutely. I know some people who grow lots and lots and lots of roses in containers. Now we don't have enough soil in this, so I'm just going to backfill it a little bit with soil, because you do want to cover up that crown. If I had gloves on, I'd really get my hands in there. After, of course, you plant all of the root, press it down, and water it. You don't want to fertilize your roses until you see new growth.
Okay.
Let it develop those roots first, and then when you feed it, that's to power those beautiful blooms.
I love that. Give us a call to place your order. Go to QVC.com, scan your QR code. But this is one of those rose plants, and that when it comes a little later in the season, you come begging Katie for, and we're often out of it. It is the most unique color. It's also a hot pick on the day. So that means there's going to be a lot of eyes shopping on QVC.com. So if you're here this morning, just do yourself a favor and grab the Rio Samba rose bush. It's under $30. It's going to ship to you for free. You're securing it now to be able to plant in the spring, and you always have the confidence of Cottage Farms, and really shopping with us for live plants on QVC. You see the difference? We bring you things you can't find at the garden stores. You get to work with trusted experts that show you exactly how to care for your roses. This is going to be fun.
I know.
We got a good garden season ahead of us, Katie.
We do. We've got some new, we've got some bestsellers, and we've got some just low maintenance stuff, because we know we're all busy, and even if you just have a container to grow